What's going on, world? Welcome to my podcast. It's just different with Ty, where I talk about sports, social, political issues, you name it. I talk about it, everything under the sun. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have anything you want me to touch, please leave it in the comment section below. If you want to come on here and have a debate with me, you're more than welcome. All I'm going to say is make sure you know what you talk about and do your research, because I ain't going to play no games with you. None at all. With that said, let's go.
Welcome to It's Just Different with your host, Ty.
All right, so I don't take any joy, any pleasure in talking about this topic. As I always say, Michael Jordan is my favorite player of all time, and that's never going to change, and I'm going to stand on that. But I have to acknowledge the lies, the myth that the media put out there. And this is the Michael Jordan myth. Yes, the Michael Jordan myth. It hurts me to do this, but it got to be done. And if somebody gonna do it, it's got to be me. Now, when these commentators, when they talk about greatest players of all time, and they sitting there giving you their reasons as to why they feel this basketball player is the greatest player of all time, or why this one is and that one is, they usually talk from a point of the NBA Finals, right? This is what they go off, especially when they talk about with Michael Jordan. They talk about 6-0, never lost, NBA Finals, never allowed a Game 7, and all these different things, and he was the number one guy. They might not really talk about the regular season, but it's more so on the level. It's more so just about the finals, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about all the 6 finals of MJ, and I'm going to show you the Michael Jordan myth that is being put out there by the sports world, the media. Maybe not all of them, but by enough of them to keep this, myth going on. Now, is Michael Jordan an assassin on the court? Absolutely. Is Michael Jordan does he wants to tear your heart out on the court wise? Absolutely. Is Michael Jordan give me the ball, move out my way, I'm gonna put up 60 points, whether you riding with me or not? Absolutely. That's what I love about MJ, that killer mentality, just like Kobe. MJ got it. He got it. He was born with it. And I love MJ for that. So when the commentators talk about that with MJ, they are absolutely correct. But I also hear a lot of the commentators talk about MJ on the defensive end. And this is where the Michael Jordan myth comes in. When they talk about MJ, they talk about how MJ wants to and he looks to defend the best player on the opposite team. This is what they say. MJ looks to defend the best player on the opposite team. He want to demoralize them to show that not only can you D me, or not only can I score 50 on you, I can shut you down. And to where you can't even, you don't even want to dribble the ball across, you can't even get the ball across half court. These are the things, some of the things that a lot of sports commentators say when they're talking about MJ and how he is on defense, a defensive prowess, right? Again, they always say MJ looks and he takes on that challenge to defend the best player on the opposite team. Well, we're going to see if that's true. And I'm going to go off the NBA Finals, all 6, to see if that holds truth. And I might maybe even talk about, 1 or 2 other things to add to what I'm saying, so you can get the full context of everything. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to say MJ did not defend none of the great, or none of the best players in NBA Finals. He didn't have to. Scottie Pippen. I'll say that again. MJ did not have the responsibility of defending the best player on the opposite team because he had Scottie Pippen, who was a better defensive player. And I'm going to break it down. The Bulls' first NBA Finals was against the Lakers. We all know that. They had Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is not one of the, but Magic Johnson is the greatest point guard. Number one. Magic Johnson is the greatest point guard to have ever played a game. And according to many, he's on the Mount Rushmore, right? During that NBA Finals against the Bulls, MJ did start that first game off on Magic. MJ got in foul trouble. Couldn't D Magic, had to sit down. Scottie defended him, and they kind of went back and forth. Phil Jackson was smart enough to realize Scottie is longer, bigger, and a better defensive player. And as you see from games, game 2 on, because I think the game only went to 5 games, if I can recall. Scottie Pippen gave Magic Johnson headaches. Literally.
The first championship, where I think MJ got in foul trouble with against the Lakers and Magic. Who came to the rescue? Number 33, Scottie Pippen.
And that was the deciding factor in the Bulls to do what they do to win that series, because it gave MJ the ability to be free and not having to worry about working so hard on the defensive end by being the best offensive player. Scottie Pippen was the one. And if you don't believe me, listen to Magic Johnson.
Scottie gave me some problems, and it made it a little tougher for us to get into our offense. And so it was a smart move on their side.
Now, going into the 92 season, right? And I believe that year was the dream team, I believe that was the dream team, right? That was Barcelona and everything, and you had Scottie, you had MJ, you had Bird, Magic, the list goes on. Dave Robinson, Charles Barkley. And at that time, Tony Kukoc was seen as like the European Jordan. That's what they labeled him as. So then this was before he became a teammate of Scottie and Jordan. Go listen to what Tony Kukoc had to say about Scottie Pippen and his defense on him, and how Scottie Pippen would basically defend anybody in all positions. Listen to him.
He was the best defensive player pretty much every year. A guy that whenever we needed to stop somebody would guard 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, if we're talking about the second Bulls championship, they played against the Portland Trail Blazers. I will give Jordan more credit because he did take on that challenge to defend Clyde Drexler. But if you look at the numbers and how they broke it down percentage-wise, Scottie Pippen defended Clyde Drexler a little bit more than Jordan, but Jordan did defend him a lot. But if you have, so I give Jordan that. I do give Jordan that. And Jordan did make him work hard, and even though they made it into a Jordan and Clyde Drexler matchup, Scottie was defending him a little bit more. And in fact, if you listen to Terry Porter, because remember, Terry Porter was the point guard. Terry Porter says, which you can listen to, Terry Porter says that the Scottie Pippen's defense is what basically changed the whole system or changed the outcome of those finals. Scottie Pippen able to D all these different positions and causing all these different players headaches. Again, Scottie Pippen wasn't Michael Jordan. Now, I must say, Michael Jordan did win Defensive Player of the Year. Michael Jordan is a hell of a defensive player, and he was voted on like 9 to 10 teams, first team all defense. So I ain't saying Michael Jordan can't play no D. I'm just saying the way how they making MJ seem like he was just taking on any and everybody who was the best player, that's not really what happened. They're lying. They're romanticizing with Michael Jordan. You know, it's nonsense. Now we're going to 1993. The Bulls played the Phoenix Suns. We all know who was the best player during those finals. On the Phoenix Suns. It was Charles Barkley. Now, I know y'all going to say, well, Charles Barkley's a power forward. Jordan was shooting guard. That ain't fair. But Scottie Pippen had to defend the best player on the opposite team 9 times out of 10, irregardless of their position. It's the same thing with LeBron. And I'm not trying to throw LeBron in, but the same thing with LeBron when he was in his prime. He had to defend the best player on the opposite team, irregardless of their position. Scottie is the same thing. Right? So Scottie, and believe it or not, was, even though he wasn't assigned to Charles Barkley, that was more so Horace Grant, but there was a lot of times, break down the game field, a lot of time where Scottie found himself defending Charles Barkley. Now, who's their next best player? Kevin Johnson. Yeah, a few times Jordan defended him, a few times Scottie defended him. You have to remember, in the game of basketball, there's so much going on, cross screen, this and that, pick and roll, this and you're going to find yourself on different players a lot of times. So if you point out 4 or 5 clips of Jordan defending Barkley, or 4 or 5 clips of Jordan defending Kevin Johnson or any other great player on that he played against in the final, that doesn't mean he was given that assignment and he was defending them. He just found himself on them just because that's what happens during the game. But even with Kevin Johnson, that wasn't Jordan's responsibility. Jordan had the responsibility of defending Dan Marley. I'll say that again. Jordan defended Dan Marley. Now, Dan Marley ain't no scrub. That's Thunder Dan. Yes, Thunder Dan, great player. But let's not act like Thunder Dan was the best player on the team. He wasn't. He was like the third option. That's just what it was. Now, when the Bulls revamped, in that 96 season, when they added Dennis Rodman and they went 72-10, the Bulls played the Seattle Supersonics. Now, who was the best player on that team? Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. We all know it was a war with Kemp and Rodman. So we're not even going to make it seem like Jordan had, responsibility of being Sean Kemp, because I'm not. No. But when it came to Gary Payton, when it came to the glove, offense and a defensive juggernaut, Scottie Pippen had that assignment. And Ron Harper had that assignment of listen, you guys got to defend, you got to defend Gary Payton. If you don't believe me, just listen to what Gary Payton had to say.
Scottie Pippen was that guy because he can guard everybody. He can score. He'll do everything. He'll make a big assist. He'll make the big block. He'll do things like that. Scottie Pippen changed a lot of things for the Chicago Bulls. If he wasn't there, I think they would have won a lot of them games because he did guard the best player. He made the crucial plays. He got the crucial rebounds. He got the crucial blocks and things like that.
Now, like I said, I'm not saying Jordan didn't defend Gary Payton. He found himself on Payton a few times, of course. But Jordan's responsibility was Hershey Hawkins. Hershey Hawkins. That's who Michael Jordan was assigned to defend during those finals. The 2 other great players, right? All-stars on that team, Supersonics, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. That was it, and Ron Harper. After Scottie would finish come out the game and defend somebody else, Ron Harper, and then Jordan would pick up. That's what it was. That's what it was. I'm just being truthful and providing you guys with the facts. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Now, you even had John Sally that was on that team. Remember, John Sally, part of the Bad Boys, Detroit Pistons, and he kind of said too that, yo, Scotty was that guy. Like, Scotty defended everybody. He defended all positions. He did this. He did that. He had to rebound. He did it all. You know, but Scotty was that guy. He said that. You know, again, another teammate saying that Scotty had to defend everybody.
He plays point guard, shooting guard, small forward, big forward, and center. He can guard anybody on the court. You're Dennis Rodman.
Now, let's go to the 97 season. The Bulls playing to Utah Jazz. Who are the best players on the team? Karl Malone and John Stockton. Again, you're going to say, and we all know Karl Malone was the best player on that team. And I know what you're going to say. Jordan 6'6", 215 pounds. Karl Malone is 6'9", 270. That ain't fair. Yo, he had to. And again, it is what it is. Even though Scotty did not start off on Karl Malone, that was Rodman. So I'm not even gonna make it seem like that was Rodman. I'm not even gonna make it seem like that, like that was Scottie Pippen doing it. That was straight up and down Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman had that assignment. You know, if there was a few times Scotty found himself on or Jordan, then that's what it was. Because I told you that's how that's when you're playing basketball. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. You know, you might find yourself on somebody that you normally don't guard. You know, that's just how the game flow. But let's talk about the guards. John Stockton, right? One of the greatest point guards to ever play. I think he leads the NBA. He got the all-time NBA assists. He's number 1. Who was defending him? Who had that responsibility? Scottie Pippen, right? Scottie Pippen. Yeah, you know, and if not Scottie, Ron Harper. That's just a fact. Again, Jordan's found himself on him a few times, absolutely. But Jordan's responsibility was who? Either Jeff Hornacek, or Byron Russell. This is who Michael Jordan defended during the finals. So you had Karl Malone. So if you want to say, yo, nah, look at the size difference. Look at the, okay, cool. It's still not true what these reporters say. He defends the best player on the opposite team all the time. He looks for that challenge. I'm just going through it just to show y'all that they're lying. So now, again, I'll go to a guard on the Utah Jazz. Who was the best guard? John Stockton. Clearly, he should be starting on him, right? Defending him. No. It was Scottie Pippen or Ron Harper. Them two had that assignment. Jordan was, you gonna be John Stockton or Byron Russell, who was averaging 9.7 points a game. 9.7 points a game. This is who Jordan was defending. I'm just being honest. You know? Now, they play the Utah Jazz again in the 98 finals. So it's the same roster, same lineup. The Bulls use the same defensive strategies as they did to win in the season before in the finals. Right? And once again, Scottie Pippen defends John Stockton. And I don't know if it was the 97 or the 98. Remember one of those years Scottie Pippen had a bad back. I'm talking about a real bad back. And he was still somewhat kind of forced to defend John Stockton. And Ron Harper had to help. And Ron Harper was hurt too. Ron Harper had to defend a lot. You know? Steve Kerr took on that challenge more than MJ. I'm just being honest with y'all. And it sucks that I have to say this because MJ's my favorite player, man. But we gotta tell the truth. We gotta start telling the truth and come with the facts, not from an emotional standpoint. Just do not degrade MJ in any way by me saying this. It does not. But I'm not gonna stand there and let people, commentators, lie and make it seem like every single time he defended, because that's just not true. I mean, ask Karl Malone. Karl Malone was asked his give me your top 5 players of all time, who you want to play, excluding yourself. Give me your top 5. And he said, Scottie Pippen.
I would have to say I would start it with Scottie Pippen. I would have to start my team with Scottie Pippen. I watched Scottie Pippen when the Chicago Bulls wasn't really good. And Scottie led that team in every statistical category. And I just remember that. And plus, he's a guy that can care less about scoring. He want to stop the best player on the other team.
Yo, Scottie Pippen can do it all. He can defend. He defends all positions. He said they're saying that, not me. These are people that played against Jordan and Scottie in the finals, and they're all saying basically, yo, nah, Scottie. Teammates, Scottie was the best defensive player on our team. They're all saying it. So, it's not a thing where people's just making this up. And even the late, great Mamba, Kobe Bryant. The late, great Mamba, Kobe Bryant. Although they didn't play in the finals, right? But he did play against Scottie during that Western Conference run with Portland and everything else. Scottie was older in his career, but still a problem. But when you ask the Mamba, right? Everybody think, yo, Mamba, he gets that mentality from Jordan. Maybe offensively, maybe that's true. But listen to him when he talks about Scottie Pippen and how he had to watch so much film of Scottie Pippen, right? He wanted to be the best defensive player, and he had to watch Scottie Pippen. Not really Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen.
His ball pressure, playing passing lanes, blocking shots, taking charges, and he played with a passion on the defensive end of the floor like, no, this is the most exciting part of the game to me. If I can learn how to cut angles off like Scottie, be aggressive on the defensive end of the floor like Scottie, I think that'll just take my game and the team that drafts me to an entirely different level.
So I just got to put that out there, y'all. I just had to put that out there. I know some of y'all ain't going to agree. No matter what, it's going to always, Jordan did everything perfect according to some of y'all, and that's cool. Cool. We can debate on that, whatever. Jordan's still my favorite player. It's not going to change, but I just got to be truthful when it comes to the things that they say he did and all that. Nah. Somebody got to pull a flag and go, nah, not true. So with that said, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to It's Just Different with Ty. Again, make sure you like and subscribe. And see you guys on the next show. Peace and love.